What is going on, fellow nerds? It is me, Jamocha from Sounds Nerdy, and I am back with another review for you. Today's review is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 3, and I am very excited to get into that. But before I get into that, if you are new to this channel and you like tech-related products and tech reviews, make sure you hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that like button as well. Okay, let's jump right into it. First off, let's take a quick tour of the device before we get into the nitty-gritty and start using it. Right here you see this is the cover screen, or as I call it sometimes, the candy bar mode here. I'll go over the specs in just a little bit. At the bottom of the phone here, it does have USB-C for charging, along with a speaker grill here, as well as the other speaker grill here, so you can get stereo sound. On the side of the phone, you have your volume rocker up and down, along with the fingerprint scanner that acts as a power on off button and the Bixby button if you set it for that. On top of that, you have the slot for your SIM card. There is no slot for external memory, so you will have to rely on the internal memory of this device for your storage. The phone is armor aluminum, as Samsung is calling it, so it can give it a more durable, feel to it. Hopefully it will last a little bit longer than previous devices. The phone is covered in Gorilla Glass Victus. This is going to give it its most sturdy glass to date so far on a Samsung device. As you can see here, when the phone is folded over, it is the size of about two flat, small smartphones stacked on top of each other. From the hinge here is 16 millimeters on down to the smaller portion of the device. It's about 14.4 millimeters thick. The phone weighs 271 grams, which is about a couple ounces heavier than the Note 20 device. All right, let's talk about the cover screen here. Cover screen is 6.2 inches, or the candy bar screen, whatever. 6.2 inches. It is 120 hertz refresh rate, so that's going to give you that silky, buttery smooth experience when you're scrolling through web pages and playing video games. It is dynamic AMOLED 2X screen. The resolution of the cover screen is 832 by 2268 pixels. So it'll give you an aspect ratio of 25:9. When we open it up, we talk about the flex panel here. That does measure in at 7.6 inches. Again, it is a dynamic AMOLED 2X screen, also 120 hertz refresh rate. The screen brightness is around 1200 nits, and that is going to be 29% brighter than the Z Fold 2. So it definitely is going to look good when you're browsing content on your device. The resolution on the flex screen is 1768 by 2208 pixels. That's going to give you 11.24 by 9 aspect ratio. Now the aspect ratio is a little weird, but as we go through the device and start viewing some more content, I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's talk about the specs on this thing a little bit here. So the battery clocks in at 4400 milliamps. Now that is a little bit smaller than the previous device. Don't know why Samsung decided to do that, considering that you do have 3 screens on here, and you will be primarily using this mode here, flex screen here. So that will burn up your battery a little bit. I'll talk about the battery life in just a little bit. So the phone does come in 2 different models, 256 or 512 gigabytes of storage. If I were you, I would definitely opt for the 512 gigabytes of storage, considering that you do not have a slot for a memory card. So you're definitely going to want to use that so you can take pictures and videos and make sure you don't run out of space. Each model is equipped with 12 gigabytes of RAM, more than enough to power you through anything that you're trying to do on this phone. The phone has 5 cameras in total. You have your 10 megapixel camera here on the front here, wide angle. On the back here, you have 3 cameras here, all 12 megapixels. You have your wide angle, which is your main camera. Then you have your telephoto, and then you have your ultra wide as well. And the last camera here is the under display camera in flex mode here. Now that is only a 4 megapixel camera, so you're not going to get the same crisp, clean, sharp pictures that you would from using the other cameras on the device. But it still is a nice addition for you. primarily you're going to use that camera for if you're doing like video calls or if you're doing Skype or Zoom or whatever. Now, utilizing that camera is not going to give you the best selfie pictures, but if you do want to take a great selfie pictures, all you have to do is open up the phone, open up your camera app, push the button in the top right corner. The cover screen will then activate as a viewfinder for you. So you just turn the phone around and you can take a nice picture of yourself. All right, so let's talk about using this phone. Let's talk about the apps. Let's talk about the experience while using the device. So when you're in flex mode, using the device, this is where it really shines. Samsung does a really good job with their displays. They make some of the best displays in the smartphone industry. Their colors pop really nice. And with the 120 Hz refresh rate, everything on here is silky and buttery smooth. The great thing about having a 7.6 inch screen is all the real estate you can use up when you're using this device. For example, if you're browsing the web and you want to open up a new link, you can click on the link here and have it open up, and you will create two separate windows. So you can have your original web window open and then the new one opened up. Both windows operating independently of each other, so you can still browse and look at both if you needed to. That's going to give you the option to, again, you can look up a recipe over here, you can look up a video over here, or you can just be browsing two different content sources at the same time. You also can snap another app in there and have 3 apps running at once. So that's going to give you true multitasking. So if you're a very busy person and want to do multiple things at once, definitely having a 7.6 inch screen is going to allow you to take advantage of that. And the phone is powerful enough to run all of those at the same time with no problem. Another thing is when you're operating the phone and you have an application open on the front screen or the cover screen here, just simply opening up the device will continue that experience in a bigger mode. Do note that some of the apps have not fully utilized the 7.6 inch full screen flex display yet. So that's going to be up to the developers to make an update for that. Now let's talk about battery life really quickly. Again, this does measure in at 4,400 milliamps. Again, that is smaller than your Z Fold 2. My experience with using this device is if you're going to be utilizing the flex mode a lot, you will probably run into a situation where you're going to have to charge the battery, at least one more time throughout the day so you can get through the rest of your day. Or if you're somebody who's, working at home all day long and you're a light user on your phone, maybe a game or so here and there, just doing some web browsing, a couple of YouTube videos, the phone will last you all day long. So that is not a problem. You're somebody who is a little bit more heavier, you're watching YouTube all day, you're playing video games, you're gonna have to reach for that charger a little bit more. You're gonna have to, so you can juice up that phone so it can last you for the rest of the day. Another interesting thing is if you're going to be somebody who's going to use this phone and you're out in the field all day and you're not, really near a charger or anything, you're constantly using it, you're using the flex mode a lot, you're looking at videos, whatever. Again, you probably will have to pack a battery pack with you so you can get through the day. But again, if you're at home, you're gonna have access to a charger so you can give your phone a little bit more juice when you need it. The other cool thing that I was excited to see that they did include the power share mode in this phone as well. So that's pretty cool. And of course, there's also wireless charging as well. So Samsung talked about the durability of the phone. Again, I've gone over some of the things. The Gorilla Glass Victus is going to be more durable. The Armor aluminum body on there is more durable. And what they did was they made the flex screen a little bit more durable than before. Actually, 80% more durable than the previous model. Again, so this is not glass. They still haven't perfected that technology yet. So it still is a plastic, but they've coated it with special chemical that will make it a little bit tougher than the previous model. So that is one of the things that really excited me about this device, was making it more durable. Now, Jerry Rig Everything did a breakdown. He put this phone through the paces. He did the scratch test, dust, sand, and everything on there. And the phone held up very well, very impressed. Put it through the bend testing and everything. The phone actually survived all of that. So the phone is definitely very durable. And if you're just somebody who's a normal user, going to be carrying it around with you, you wouldn't have to worry about, this phone getting finicky on you or whatever. This phone should last. This phone is also waterproof.
Are you serious?
Yes, I said it, waterproof. IPX8 waterproofing. So the X rating there, they did not rate this for dust or small particles, but water it is. So let's put that to the test. All right, as you can see here, I have a bowl of water and I have my Z Fold 3. Let's take it for a swim. In the water we go. And there they go. Now I know some people will be thinking this is crazy, but Samsung assured us that this phone is IPX8 waterproofing, so it will be good. Now just fold it. It opens, the screen is still on. We're all good, folks. As you can see here, everything still is good. Even folding it in the water, the display and everything still works perfectly. And there you have it. The Z Fold 3 also is S Pen compatible. You do have to use a special S Pen design for the Z Fold 3 that comes with it. If you try to use a different S Pen, it will scream at you and tell you that you cannot use that S Pen because it will probably damage the screen, and Samsung obviously doesn't want you to do that. So you have to use a special S Pen just for that. That is separate from this device itself. So I would have liked to see Samsung include that with the device, but again, that would be an area of improvement in the next device. So the big question I have is this a note replacement? It could be, and let me tell you why. Having a 7.6 inch screen can do a lot for you. Again, note taking. If you're on a conference call and you need to take notes, you can actually have the screen set up where you can have a video call on top screen and take your notes on the bottom. Very good feature. Again, it does support the S Pen, so that takes care of the note. The durability, all the functionality, specs and everything, they're included with this device. The one drawback will obviously be the price. It does start at about $1,700 or $1,800, so it's not cheap. Again, that is a few $100s more than the Note series. I think Samsung is probably getting rid of the Note series anyway, so you can either opt for the S22, the Samsung Galaxy S22, or the Z Fold series if you want your Note experience. In my experience, if you want the Note experience, I will probably still, it's going to be what your bank account is going to allow you to do. If you don't want to spend $1,800, $1,900 on a Z Fold 3, you're better off going with the S22 series if you want that Note experience. But if you do want to drop down the money and pay for this, you will not be disappointed. As I said, it does do everything with the screen and everything, the resolution, everything that it does. It is a very good device. So another question, who is this phone actually for? It's definitely not for somebody who's a budget person and is only looking to get a phone that makes phone calls, a little web browsing here and there. But if you're somebody who is a tech enthusiast, an early adopter, and you love to play with tech, then obviously this will be the phone for you. If you're a person who is a busy person, who loves to take notes, who want the note functionality, does video calls, and is not necessarily looking for a tablet, or you're looking for a tablet replacement, this is an excellent choice for you. With that screen opened up, I find myself actually using my tablet a little less than I used to before I had this device, because the screen here is actually big enough to actually do everything that I needed to do. And with the S Pen that you can use with it, I can pretty much do everything that I want to do on this phone that I was doing with my tablet. All right, just a few cons about the device here. Again, it is going to be a little bit bigger than your other phone. So if you're going to have deep pockets, literally more ways than one to put this in your pocket. You're going to have to get, if you want to protect your phone, you do have to buy these. You know, there are some cases out there, but Samsung does have a case that I would recommend. It has the S Pen that comes with it, and you just store the S Pen with it. I would have liked to see Samsung figure out a way to store the S Pen within the device. I mean, they did it with the Note. Maybe they need to reconfigure, redesign the S Pen and figure out a way to put that in the device. I would really like for them to do that. I mean, this is really not a big con for me, but when using the device, you can see the crease or the seam in the phone. But as you use it more, you get used to it and it kind of just blends in with the device. If you're really looking for it and want to pay attention to it, you can see it and it will, stick out to you. But if you're just going along with it and get engrossed in the experience, engrossed in the screen, it's going to fade into the background and you won't even give it any attention. The same thing with the under display camera here. Again, if you're looking for it, you can find it, but when you're browsing, you're watching videos, full screen mode, it just blends right in. It is a little bit of a dip in resolution right there because it's just a little bit of dots that cover it. Not that big a deal as it is tucked away in the top of the screen. But I would much rather have this under the display camera than a notch any day. So overall, the Galaxy Z Fold 3 is a solid phone. And I'm going to say here that the Galaxy Z Fold 3 makes foldables mainstream. Yes, if you want to spend the money, this is the device to go with. And that is all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this review, make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. And don't forget to hit that like button as well. If you're somebody who likes tech news, make sure you check out the website soundsnerdy.com/news. Every day, throughout the day, I curate tech news and I bring it to you in one convenient place. I gather news from dozens of sources across the web and bring it to you in one convenient place. Also, make sure you check me out on social media. All my links will be down in the description below. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.